Hello, my loves. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome into this video for the solar season of Scorpio. I'm so excited to have you here. So for those of you who are new, hello, welcome in. I do have a tutorial video to take you through the little bit of tips that I have to offer you on how to get the most out of these readings. You can go ahead and watch that tutorial video if you feel called. It is not necessary, but it is a supportive tool that is there for you if you are looking for that. So for those who are not new, hello, welcome back in. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you all know how much I appreciate being able to support you with these readings. I love the feedback I've been getting from you guys, and it's really an honor to have found a way to serve and show up for you all and for myself in this fun way as we play with the powerful sacred tools of the cards and the solar and lunar cycles of the astrological story. So, the sun is moving into the sign of Scorpio. That's why it's called the solar season. It's going to be in Scorpio from October 23rd until November 22nd. So when I talk about the month throughout this reading, I'm talking about the solar month, and I'm talking about this time frame between the 23rd to the 22nd. So what is the sun? Well, the sun represents the spotlight of our galaxy. So as the sun moves into the sign of Scorpio, in essence, we are spotlighting the Scorpion energy. So what are we spotlighting? Let's talk a little bit about what the vibration of Scorpio is. So first, I want to talk about the mode of the sign of Scorpio. So it's right there at the top where it says fixed/unchanging. So there's three different modes that a sign could be. The fixed sign is the full sign of any season. So in the northern hemisphere, Scorpio represents the fullness of fall. All Hallows Eve happens during this Scorpio season. And that's really the full energy of this fall vibration. Scorpio is also a water sign. That's the element it is in. The signs can be one of four elements. Water is the element that Scorpio is in, and the element of water represents our emotions. So essentially, the Scorpion energy is fixed water or unchanging emotions. The archetype of the Scorpio energy is the scorpion. So think about this diving deep energy, diving through the sand to get to the little drop of water that's at the depths of the desert. This is the energy that the scorpion vibe has. Now, fun fact, there's also another animal that represents the scorpion energy, and it's the eagle, which represents the higher perspective of the scorpion and also represents the transformative nature. It can be down on the earth, deep down, or it can be high and flying. So the Scorpio qualities you see listed there as resourceful, passionate, magical, observant, and unyielding. The Scorpio energy is like the detective of the zodiac. It is this very, very deep diving, resourceful energy. And like I mentioned, it has this energy of transformation and magic embedded in its vibration. So what we're going to do with these readings is we are going to find out which planets, the sun, the moon, and or your rising sign are in the sign of Scorpio. So if you aren't familiar with your chart, don't worry. I also have a tutorial video to help guide you through how to understand your chart, how to read your chart, and how to find out what planets are in the Scorpio sign for you. So we're looking at any of the planets. We're including Pluto. We're including the sun sign, the moon sign, and the ascending sign, which is the AC. So there's also a reading for those who do not have the planets, the sun, the moon, or the rising sign in Scorpio. It's essentially your sign of Scorpio is empty. So there's a whole reading that'll take you through that energy as well. Now also know that you could have multiple readings. You could have more than one planet in the sign of Scorpio. So my advice to you would be to watch the readings for each alignment that you have in Scorpio. And when I say alignment, I mean planet, the sun sign, the moon sign, or the rising sign. Now, an interesting thing to note about this solar season of Scorpio is that we are going to be experiencing 2 eclipses. These eclipse energies are going to be very, very powerful. They're going to be very, very felt in our lives. And I encourage you to check into the readings that I'll do for those eclipses. But I want you to be aware as we move into this Scorpio solar season that we are going to be having a solar eclipse with the new moon in Scorpio just 2 days after the sun moves into Scorpio. Very, very powerful vibration. This is going to reference the full moon eclipse that we had in Scorpio 6 months ago. And then we're going to have a lunar eclipse in Taurus later in the solar season of Scorpio. And so these energies are really going to be at play during the solar season. So I definitely have to mention them as we dive in. I will have individual readings to bring up the themes of these eclipses from 6 months ago into the present moment and guide us through this portal energy, this very powerful time in our cycle. And so I just wanted you to be aware that these energies are at play. Another fun thing that we like to do during the solar seasons is to kind of spy on the solar Scorpios. So essentially, anyone who has a birthday during this time frame, we're going to be kind of looking at them. We're going to be seeing how they shine. We're going to be learning from them how they express these observant, passionate, magical, and unyielding qualities. They can give us a lot of information about the Scorpio archetype, and then we can apply it to the planet or the area of our lives that we have Scorpio showing up for us. So if you want to support me for these readings, there are many ways to do that. You can comment on these videos. You can share these videos. You can also send me a donation at paypal.me/devotedvulnerable. Link is in the description. You can sign up for any of my services. I have a chakra meditation service. This service is only $14.40 a month. It's available on WhatsApp. We get new chakras every week, and it's really awesome. So you can sign up there. I'm also offering chart readings now. I will dive into your own personal astrology and give you a snapshot of what you are looking at in an energetic sense when it comes to your makeup. And you can support me by signing up for one of those. And that's how you can support me if you feel called. So we are going to be going to our spiritual support team to get guidance on how to navigate these Scorpio energies in our lives for this solar season with the Faery Oracle by Lucy Cavendish. So let's see what the Faery Oracle has in store for you. This video is for you if Neptune was in Scorpio when you were born. So the planets represent the what of our astrological story, and the sign that it's in represents how that what expresses. So the what of Neptune is your connection to source. And how your connection to source expresses is through the Scorpion energy, through the Scorpio archetype, through fixed emotions, unchanging water, through resourceful, passionate, magical, observant, and unyielding vibrations. So your connection to source is in spotlight this solar phase as we spotlight the energy of Scorpio. So I invite you to play this solar phase with your connection to source. How do you connect to source? When do you connect to source? How can you be more magical in your connection to source? How can you be more observant about this connection? How can you dive into the passionate qualities of your connection to source? Let's see what your spiritual support team wants to guide you to do this solar phase. If you haven't already taken a few deep breaths, please go ahead and do that. Call on your spiritual support team. Open your heart to receiving the guidance that's most aligned for you. Pause this video if you need more time for that. Let's figure out what Neptune in Scorpio needs to know. Okay, reversed, number 25, the Grail Fairy. Fertility, the return of life, health, and life cycles. I'm going to drink some water. She's holding water and wanting to drink water too. Okay. This card can indicate a retreat from sensuality and emotions, a distrust, fear of emotions, a disgust at physicality, disrespect for the body, feminine problems regarding fertility and organs of fertility, placing intellect over emotion, a mask of society and mind, a refusal to connect with nature and others, isolation, intimacy issues, mistrust of women, the divine, the goddess, nature, division of self, body image issues, unable to accept the body, ill health but unmotivated to treat and heal the body. Whoa! Neptune in Scorpio. Okay. Woo-wee. So it seems you are very disconnected from your source. The source is a very loving, compassionate, present energy. It's present in the feminine energies and cycles. And it's present within your body. It's present within your emotions. Scorpio is an emotional sign. So it feels like this area of your life you've just kind of blocked off. You've blocked off the emotional side. You've blocked off your connection to source. You've blocked off the connection to the feminine. Your spiritual support team is calling you out lovingly and letting you know that this mind over emotions, this repression of the feminine is keeping you from connecting to your source in an authentic and supportive way. And you're being invited to honor your cycles, whatever cycles you're in, the cycles of your body, the cycles of the planet, the cycles of the season, the cycles of the astrological cycles. Yeah, ooh-wee. As you start to connect to these cycles, you will start to connect with source more. This is actually what started me on this journey, was I decided to lean into the seasons. I have seasonal depression. Winter's always really difficult for me until I started honoring the season of going within. Really allowing myself to embrace that it's time to go within, that this is a good time. And I started honoring the cycles of the seasons. Then I started tuning into the cycles of the moon, the cycles of the sun, and that's how I started reconnecting with my source. That's how I developed a deeper connection with the feminine, which represents these cycles. Water is also an important theme with the Grail Fairy here. So one thing that you can do, I'm just going to give you a quick process and then invite you into a deeper exploration. But a quick process is to sit with a glass of water in the morning and to feel love for the water, feel the water's love for you, and hold space with that water, with that love. And when you feel that you really have given this water all of the unconditional love that you have to offer and you've received that love, then you drink it. Then you bring that water, that cleansing into your body. So that's a process I invite you to do every day if possible. But also you're invited to connect to source. Remember the way that you used to connect to source when you were a child, before the intellect took over, when the emotions ruled. It could be meditation. It could be yoga. It could be going to a spiritual gathering. It could be sweat lodge. It could be Zumba. It could be meditation. I've probably already said. Could be utilizing cards. It could be utilizing gemstones. You, my friend, get to dive deep, like the Scorpion energy is inviting us to dive deep into what it is that's blocking you from this connection and what you can do to embody it. You may also want to seek professional support. I always recommend going to people you feel called to as you seek professional support, because there's a block here, and it's in your feminine. I feel it in my feminine parts, and I feel it in your feminine parts too. Even if you're masculine, I feel it in the parts of your body that are feminine, like the left side of your body is the feminine side. So it might be something on your left side of your body that's stuck up if you're a man. Now keep in mind, this is a generational planet because it's a slow-moving planet. So this is going to be a theme for people who are born around the same time. So it's likely that those who were born during this time on a collective basis have felt the repress of the feminine and had taken on that repression as a normal, natural way of being. You're being invited to recognize that this repression is not natural, that femininity, that cycles, that water, that your body, the way that it is right now, is a sacred gift. And you're being invited to reconnect with your soul and with your source on a deep, deep, deep level. Reconnect with the feminine. Reconnect with your body. I don't have advice for you on how to do that because it's going to be individual. Each person's going to have a different way that they're going to dive deeper into this. If this is resonating with you, please comment. Let me know. Let me know if you have questions. Let me know if you need more guidance and clarity. But ultimately, as I say with all of my readings, I'm trying to guide you back to your own knowing. I'm trying to guide you back to your own connection with Source. And only you really know on a deep level where you feel lit up in this connection, where you feel supported in this connection, and how it's going to express. I can certainly look at your chart. I can certainly do a card reading for you. I can certainly do a tapping session for you to help move these energies. There's many things that I can offer in support for this. And there's many things that you can bring to the table too as you start to really face this head on and see this as not something bad about yourself that you could just add to the list of things to beat yourself up for. But as the sun spotlights the Scorpio energy, as it spotlights your connection to Source, it's time for you to put that in the spotlight as well and to dive deep into how that wants to express itself. All right, my beautiful Neptune and Scorpios, woo! Deep dive there. I'm sending you so much love. I am so excited for you to reconnect because as you connect, we all benefit and it feels glorious. I can feel the connection coming online and it feels really beautiful. And I'm grateful to you for the work that you're doing, for everything that you've gone through, and I honor you. As always, namaste. The universal light within me salutes and honors the universal light within you. Namaste.